Listen up, Cluckheads.
You're listening to Whiskey and Whine
with Rooster and
the Madman, where we talk about common sense, current events,
the Constitution,
and morals, while comparing drinks of yesteryear to drinks of today.
So sit back, relax, leave us a comment.
Here comes Whiskey and Whine. I made a bet with the bartender, and I told him, I was like, if I can make you laugh, can I get a free beer? And
okay.
He said, yeah. I mean, he was being a hard nose all night.
Yeah.
So I said, if I make you laugh, you'll give me a free beer. He said, yeah. I was like, how do you make a pool table laugh?
Oh, I hate to ask.
You just tickle its balls.
Oh, it's so bad. Oh, welcome back, Cluckheads. You know who
we are. You know what we do. The current events.
Constitution,
common sense, and morals.
Some bad jokes in there.
They're debatable.
Yeah.
But we don't have anybody here to physically give us a yellow or a red card. Yeah. So we're taking it with stride and liberties.
Yes.
Lots of liberties.
Lots of liberties.
So
episode 86.
86, yeah.
86.
Yeah, and I mean, we really don't have
counting.
to do the tournament of fermentation anymore since we're not going back and forth.
Yeah, we don't.
But
I mean, we could
that's good.
still,
but that's good.
Yeah.
Because you know what next week is? Our third annual Clucktoberfest. So I'm actually glad, because if you remember last year during Clucktoberfest, the tournament of fermentation fell in that.
Yeah, that was.
And we had to try to find alcohol-free Oktoberfest beers.
That's a lot harder than you think it is.
It was way harder. So I'm actually really excited that we don't have to do it. We're going to suspend it for Clucktoberfest.
You got to suspend it.
And I've already been on the lookout, and I've got us some good ones scoped out.
Very good, because there's a lot of choices out there.
Yeah, and it seems like they've grown exponentially since last year.
Yeah,
a lot of the craft breweries and microbreweries.
Craft breweries have really, really kind of taken off.
I will say this though, I was at forgot where it was, but I ended up getting they said they had a seasonal beer, so I said I'd go ahead and try it, and it was for the first time they said, yeah, this is the first year we're not using the Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I was like, oh, okay, well, do you have an Oktoberfest? Like, yeah, we've already got it on tap. Yeah. It was the Yingling.
Oh, nice.
We're doing it.
All right, cool.
I know that I've had it.
Yeah,
I don't care. It's
all good.
It's Clucktoberfest.
That's all good. Because
rules are out the window.
Because this whiskey we're about to have, I have had a sip before, but it's been a couple of years. But I had it with a mixed drink, so we're just going to go straight up today. So, but I know you haven't tried this one, so. And it's
what do we have?
A long time. So what we have today is we have. We've got neighbors.
We got neighbors.
All right. So what we've got Jim Beam Vanilla. So Jim Beam is that basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than Jack Daniels, Evan Williams kind of thing.
Skull.
Yeah, it's way better than Skull. So
Kentucky, anything.
It's on that bottom rung of that middle of the road where people should be. So
yeah.
I mean, it's decent.
Well, let's go. What is it? How much is it? I mean,
so it is a 35% 70 proof.
Okay.
I know we've done a lot.
So it won't burn too bad. Then.
No, it won't burn too bad. So, but we'll find out. I mean, so like I said, I've had it with a Dr. Pepper, and it was pretty good.
And to our listeners, we'll do our best to try to edit out a bunch of the drum tracks in the background.
Yeah.
But so you may hear it whenever we're talking, but we'll do our best to edit those out. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and let's do our Uncle Joe Biden sleepy sniff test.
So it's got the no good cork because it's Jim Beam. It's just a screw top.
Hey man,
but it's a metal screw top, so that's something, right?
It's metal. What is that on it?
I think that's built up crusty vanilla.
They're like built up sugar.
Yeah, it smells like sugar. Wow. It just smells like straight up sugar.
Really?
Yeah.
That smells like pure vanilla extract to me.
It's just sugary. So I have a feeling this could be pretty sweet.
Yep. Which means that in our history, that means that we're going to have a nice little case of heartburn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead and pour me enough there that it'll last a little bit.
There you go.
All right. Well, man, how's your week been?
It's been going. It's been going. Doing the same thing I always do. Just work. And,
Yeah.
Just enjoying life that way.
Yeah. Living life one nightmare at a time.
Absolutely. It's Bidenomics.
So it's the Bidenomics is working. Okay, so speaking of, once again, as soon as poll numbers start coming out, and as soon as some of the inflation numbers start coming out,
it smells different in the cup.
We had the tweet again. Oh yeah, let's get our cluckage clinkage.
It smells a little different in the cup than it does from the bottle.
with our fancy red Solo cup.
Yeah, I had it in the freezer, and I think a lot of that sugar kind of sproes up at the top of it. So.
It does smell different. It
smells more like bourbon at this point.
Bourbon with a light hint of vanilla. That's good.
It's good.
It's sweet.
It's really sweet.
Really, really sweet.
Really, really sweet.
But yeah, we'll tell you what, man.
Cool.
You want to go ahead and get into the topics?
Yeah. So topic number 1.
Okay. Are you taking topic number 1?
I'm taking topic number 1. This one I really want.
Oh, is this one hit close to home for you?
Well,
okay.
not really close to home, but it's a good one.
Okay. Here we go. Timer started.
All right. So
notice how I didn't try to jack with you this week.
Yeah.
Timer started.
Sweet. Speaking of sweet.
Speaking of sweet.
Another drink.
A
little drink, so we can get this one.
Little drinky poo. This one's probably go good with maple syrup.
Yeah, so this is that sip is for our neighbors in the north up there in Canada. Eh? So normally
the snow Mexicans.
Yeah, so typically we don't talk about Canada a whole bunch on this show because obviously we're Dallas based and they're not even in America, so they're North America but not United States. Anyways, but when it's too good to pass up, you can't pass it up. So they had an incident recently.
Wait a second.
Yeah, so
please tell me it involves Trudeau, Castro's son.
It does.
Okay,
yeah.
All right, so we're good.
So they bring in Zelensky from Ukraine because he's on his tour asking for money and help and stuff. So he goes into Canada and they invite Zelensky to Parliament, to be welcomed and all that kind of stuff. Well, they had another special guest that they decided to announce. So Parliament Speaker Anthony Rota, I believe his name is, he had invited a World War II veteran to give you an idea of how he announced him.
There's not very many World War II veterans
and this
left.
veteran, this wasn't a World War II veteran. He's from Ukraine.
Oh, that's
it's different, right?
That's different, yeah.
He's a former Ukrainian citizen, now a Canadian citizen. He's like in his late 90s. I think he might have been like 98.
Yeah,
anyways, so they introduced him.
The greatest generation. There's not very many of them
exactly.
left.
They explained that he's a Ukrainian Canadian descent, or citizen, I should say, and he's a World War II veteran. That he during World War II fought for Ukrainian independence against the Russians in World War II.
Okay, well wait. Say that again. Say the last part again.
He fought against the Russians in World War II.
That would make him a Nazi because the Russians were our allies in World War II.
That would be correct, Batman.
Are you serious?
Yes, not only
they
was
were
he
honoring a Nazi.
He got
Zelensky's Jewish.
No. And he got a standing ovation from all of
Oh
Parliament.
my God. Zelensky's Jewish.
The guy stood up, took a bow, waved hands, took a picture with Zelensky. I think Zelensky shook his hand at one point.
Please tell me he really wasn't fighting for the Nazis.
So, to give you an idea, not only do we know he fought there, he was an officer in the 14th Waffen SS Grenadier Unit.
The same ones that fought on the Eastern Front that
they fought on the Eastern Front
in Russia?
Against the Russians, who are our allies in World War II.
So you're telling me that nobody decided to do any research?
Well, they said there was a mistake on the background check, and someone failed at that.
No, that's.
But I don't understand how you failed at the background check, and you introduced him and stated he fought the Russians in World War II.
That makes him a Nazi.
That makes him a Nazi.
Well, it was just, that's kind of like the who was it, Belgium?
Yeah, so there were collaborators.
They got tired of getting invaded.
There was a lot of collaborators in World War II, and it happens. And so, like, Belgium had its own version of the SS. They had their own secret police. Well, Ukraine had let their officers join into the German Waffen. In this unit, and there's been a lot of divisive things about this unit.
This dude was straight up German infantry in a grenadier unit.
Correct. He was Ukrainian, but yes, he was in a German.
He was a Nazi.
Yeah, he was a leader in a German
He was an
SS
officer
unit.
and nobody decided to do a background check.
No, apparently you don't need that. But it's commendable apparently in Canada. But yeah, so.
Well, I mean, at least their government's not on the verge of shutting down.
And this unit's had controversy in the past coming out of World War II. It's not had anybody go to The Hague or anything for war crimes. But this unit specifically was accused of murdering Polish and Jewish civilians.
I hear that Argentina is nice this time of year.
Well, apparently he didn't go to Argentina like the rest of those Nazis. He went to Canada. Eh?
Oh my God!
Yeah, not just a soldier. An officer.
And they were giving a Nazi officer
standing ovation. Ovation. Yeah, so since then, though,
my God.
To be fair,
fair.
Good one to be fair from. Anyways, the speaker has since resigned. Trudeau issued an apology, said it was an embarrassment. Basically, these things happen. And
timer just went off. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's got uproar not just in Canada but globally.
Okay, now here's the thing. And I know that our timer's gone off. A bunch of those German soldiers, they were taken from their homes.
Yeah, conscripts.
And a lot of those German soldiers, they didn't want to do what they were being ordered to do. It was either they do what they were told or their entire family gets killed. So I don't blame that on them because they were put into a bad situation, which is one of the reasons why that now we have in all of our military
our military is an all volunteer.
Where that if there is a direct order from a superior that goes against moral or ethical standards, it is your duty to stand up to that commanding officer. Now, that being said, if you were an officer, you kind of agreed with what was going on.
Now, hold on. Not just an officer, a Ukrainian citizen who joined the Nazi army. That's not conscripted as an officer. That is hey, man, where do I sign up?
Where do I do this?
Yeah, I want to kill some Russians really bad and maybe some other people. I don't know. But yeah, talk about, the world makes no sense. That is Western powers who fought against this guy.
All right.
Gave him a standing ovation.
Okay.
I shocked it off it's a mistake.
And I know that the listeners can't see my face right now. Hopefully we're going to be able to get like some live
You can't make this stuff up. Yeah.
But I'm literally in disbelief that nobody decided to actually just...
And I know we're way over, but again, they said it was just a background check mistake. But you introduced him as fighting the Russians in World War II.
So that's not a background mistake.
That's not a background mistake. You
had the background.
You knew his background.
You had the background.
You knew where he fought and who he fought.
Oh, wow.
I just think you didn't think you were going to get
as much hate as you did.
Or caught. Or people would be like, hey, we don't know stuff, eh? Clap, 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 clap. No.
Wow.
No. Jewish community, pretty mad.
Yep. I could see that.
Yeah, I could see it too. It was funny when Trudeau did his apology. He said he apologizes to, it was especially hurtful to Jewish MPs, which would be, the members of parliament.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and the Jewish community here in Canada.
Well, naturally, those who cares about them? Those are second-class citizens.
But it's okay. He's related to Castro anyways.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, my. I literally still can't believe that they did that. So anyway, what do you think about this, man?
You know what?
It's kind of growing on me.
It's growing on me. It's not my favorite bourbon by far. It's not my favorite bourbon.
This is definitely a mixer.
This tastes a lot like. Didn't we try that honey one?
Yeah,
the Evan Williams honey.
I don't think it was the Evan Williams. I think it was the Jim Beam honey.
Was it Jim Beam honey? I know it was a honey.
I take that back. That was whenever we were still doing two. Mm-hmm. We did the Jack Daniel's Tennessee honey. And we did the Jim Beam honey together.
No, I think we did the Evan Williams one on that one because we went a little bit lower grade than that.
Oh yeah.
So
we got the Jack Daniel's honey because we couldn't find the Jim Beam honey.
Yes.
That's what it was.
So this tastes a lot like
Evan Williams vanilla.
Evan Williams or honey. Yeah, it's got a hint of vanilla, but it's just really, really sweet.
Yeah. So.
And I don't know what it is. I guess maybe my diabetes is starting to try to kick in at my age.
Shutting down the body.
Yeah,
hey, speaking of
everything we've been doing is
shutting down. Speaking of shutting down, what about? Did you hear about the government shutdown?
Oh yeah, they're going to shut down anyways. Hey, it's good for student loans, right?
I don't know because they're still supposed to start back up next month.
Yeah, I think that's suspended.
But you know what? That's something that I have in my follow up. So. We can throw that.
We'll do that later.
I'll tell you what. You want to go ahead and do topic number 2?
Yeah, I'm ready for topic number 2. I took that one, so you.
You want me to do this?
Yeah,
one?
you kick it in.
All right. So one of the things that we've seen in a lot of the major cities across America is that it doesn't matter how red the state is, your major cities are always blue.
Yeah. All major cities are always blue. Yeah.
So. Eric Johnson, the mayor of Dallas, comes out last Friday and says that he can no longer support the Democrat Party and that he is switching to the Republican Party.
Ruh-roh, Scooby.
Now, I imagine that's going to make a lot of people mad.
Yes.
Now, the thing is that even whenever he got elected the first time, he was not liked by the extreme left.
No.
He also was not liked by the extreme right, but he's much more of a moderate, almost like a true Democrat. Yeah. So that being said, there's been a lot of stuff that he's done for Dallas that I've agreed with.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of stuff that he's done for Dallas that I have not agreed with.
There's been a lot of stuff in Dallas I just don't agree with, period, regardless of that mayor or the mayor before that or anything like that.
But I'm talking about specifically in his term.
Yeah.
But whenever he was asked about it, he said that the crime rate, the nonviolent crime rate in all the major blue cities have gone up.
Man.
All the violent crime rate in all the blue cities have gone up.
That's a fact.
The drug use has gone up.
True.
The homelessness has gone up. The illegal crimes, on both nonviolent and violent from illegal immigrants, has gone up.
Also true.
Shoplifting has gone up exponentially to the point where that it's almost like in favor. Like if you're in a store, you can't try to stop the shoplifter at all.
Kind of like the Philadelphia peaceful protest that ended with the looting.
Yeah, with all the liquor stores for some reason.
Yeah, but it was cool because the protest was over before the looting started. It's like they officially ended the protest.
Yeah, and then they just looted liquor stores.
One woman got arrested for FaceTiming it, was crying because she can't figure it. She's like, it's not fair. You FaceTimed it, dummy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And then whenever they did a recent poll, like how they do those quality of life polls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Every major blue city had decreased.
Weird.
So
it's almost like we're seeing more homeless people.
Even like today, Oakland, the Oakland Business Association went on complete strike because of how all the shoplifting and the violent crime stuff is affecting their business. And Johnson goes on record saying he was elected Democrat, but I will retire Republican because I will not see Dallas go down the same path as Chicago, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Washington, Seattle, Portland, Los Angeles, and Oakland, and San Francisco.
And he's right. We've been lucky in Dallas. Dallas is not as bad as some of those other big cities. Like San Antonio, even in Texas, is a smaller city than Dallas, and the homeless population is insane.
Especially there on that north side.
Yeah. But it's creeping in here, Dallas. I mean, it gets every couple of years, it's getting worse. Dallas has tried to subdue it by changing laws, like on panhandling laws, and let's put fences up around overpasses so the homeless can't sleep there, and move homeless shelters out to the edges of Dallas where there's no amenities whatsoever, so people don't see them. Okay, hiding them is not fixing the homeless problem.
If I'm bleeding out from my leg and and I just put a Band-Aid over it so you can't see it, that's not actually fixing the wound.
I expect a bunch of hit pieces to be coming out from the DNC on him before the next before his next term is up.
Well, he even said that he wasn't going to get reelected the next term.
Yeah, no, I mean being a Republican in Dallas proper is not.
Yeah, he said
getting elected.
That he knows that he will not be elected the next term, and that he knows that he has always done what he felt was best for Dallas. Whether people agree with it or not, he's always done what he felt was best for Dallas, and that he feels that this is right, and he knows that the people in his own party are not going to agree with him and that they're going to play party politics.
So that's weird. He wants to do the right thing and has decided that being a Democrat doesn't allow him to do what's morally right.
It's kind of funny, isn't it?
It's weird. That's That's an odd one right there.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I'm just quoting. He even made the Wall Street Journal.
Oh yeah, it's big time when one of these guys flips like that. So
I mean, he made the Wall Street Journal. He made the Washington
Think
Post.
about all the times we hear
He
about
made
these
the Herald.
Republicans who flipped a Democrat.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, me too. At some point, right? You know what? I bet you they're going to call him a white supremacist.
Oh yeah, naturally. I mean, that's the go-to, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, timer just went off. Timer just went off. Okay. But anyway, I just found that really funny.
It is funny.
I mean,
and good for him for standing up for his convictions.
And you know, we've talked about this many times, but we're not Republicans, we're not Democrats.
No.
We're very much independents.
Just do the right thing is all you got to do.
Do the right thing and follow the Constitution.
Just do the right thing and don't try not to wake up and choose violence. You know,
like for them or for us.
For us, I mean, that's my mantra: is don't choose violence today.
What about a little bit of violence?
I have to talk myself out of it.
Okay.
Don't choose violence today. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a violent person.
It's like, how do you like your coffee? Dark.
I'm a fun-loving guy.
You look down and like, let's commit murder.
Yeah.
Too dark. Add a little bit of cream in. Let's contemplate murder. Perfect.
But, you know, my humor is really the dark part. So, you know, it's like food in Soviet Russia. Some people just don't get it.
Yeah. No bread and borscht for you.
No. No.
But, you know, it goes back to one of the things that we've talked about several times, is that party politics is killing it, the political system, because so many people that they don't know all of the intricacies, they're just going to vote for whoever that they're politically in line with.
We become
instead of actually just doing the research and finding out what this person believes.
We just follow crowds now. Is all we do. The politics are just following crowds. The left will only vote on things that are left. The right will only vote on things right, and they don't want to hear anything from either one or the middle. They don't care.
And in the easiest way to call both a Republican and a Democrat to dinner, you know how you do that? They'll always follow the crowd.
Yeah, I was going to say money. I don't know.
Well, that too.
Yeah, ka-ching.
Oh, speaking of money, let's get into our last topic. It's the big FUs. FUs does not stand for follow-up. It doesn't.
No.
You made a face on that sip.
It's starting to burn a little bit in the back of the throat.
It is. Kind of give me it's like it's catching me like right here just a little bit. It's leaving me a little prickly on the inside.
It's not bad, but it I don't know.
It definitely needs to be mixed.
Yeah, you got to mix this with.
Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna have a little bit more, but
yeah, it's got to be a mix. I mean, that's the only way I've ever had it before, and straight, it's not. It's almost like those free shots you get at some Mexican restaurants where they give you on Friday nights, the chocolate liqueurs.
Yeah,
kind of sweet.
I know about that. Which restaurants do you go to? just gonna write this down.
It's in Louisville.
Can't
miss this next to the bowling alley. Not the main event one.
The AMF? Yeah. I go to that bowling alley.
Yeah. It's right there in the parking lot. Can't miss it.
That Morisco's or whatever it is?
No. That's that other one over off of 121.
Oh.
No, this is I shouldn't say their name.
Okay, I'll just do my research. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But I've never been there on a Friday night. They do this?
Yeah, Fridays and Saturdays, if you get out there, they always bring free shots out to the table.
All right.
Yeah, the Wicked Hen loves that place because the margaritas are brown for some reason. I keep telling them they're not supposed to be. That's way too much tequila.
So what are you doing tomorrow night?
I might be going to get some Mexican.
You want to go get some Mexican food and hit up the bowling alley?
I might have to. It's a good place.
No, I remember the last time I ate there, I had like their shrimp quesadilla or something. And
they've got their shrimp is they've got their house specialty, which is the shrimp thing. Yeah,
and I was expecting it to be like a small, like little thing, and it comes out and it's like the size of a skillet.
Yeah, the shrimp I always get is wrapped in bacon and a jalapeno.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I mean, I had a complete fat kid moment there for a minute whenever I was thinking about it.
Hey, are we supposed to be on the big FUs?
Yeah, I was just waiting on you. All right.
Got talking about food.
I know.
Fat guy.
Fat guy in a little coat.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So for our first follow-up, because we had talked about last week we talked about the impeachment inquiry that was going into the Biden administration.
Yeah.
The Biden presidency. So the House GOP, they signaled today that they have classified documents for the impeachment inquiry. And the chairman of the House, that came from the chairman of the House Intel Committee.
Nice.
That is describing abuse of power.
Oh, that can't be true.
Now, of course, the administration's denying it.
Yeah.
And somehow news networks were leaked with the screenshot from Hunter Biden's phone, from his text messages.
It sounds like Russian disinformation.
That says, and he said it, troubles will go away when dad is prez.
Well, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, that's definitely not abuse
You think
of power.
they gave his cocaine back from the White House?
You mean
They put in the lost and found box, and he's just having to find it again.
no one's gonna look. Just come by and get it.
Just come get it.
But then on top of that, so the House Intel Committee and the House Oversight Committee, they were trying to get information from the president and from other committees, and none of them will cooperate with them.
Oh, is this kind of like when the January 6th committee trashed and shredded all their documents after the subpoena was about to happen?
It's like that, except for the fact that they're just not going to cooperate.
Oh, well, why cooperate with the government when you're the government?
When you're the government?
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
So I'm sitting here thinking, if you have nothing to hide and you didn't do this and you've gone on your campaigning and all these grandstands saying that you didn't have anything to do with it, then why would it matter if they looked?
Well,
why would it matter if they worked? If two or more committees work together?
That part I agree with. But the cooperating, it's your constitutional right to stay quiet.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that being said, if it's a committee that has the documents, and they're requested from another committee working on the same case,
and this is supposed to be an open administration.
Not even that. Which it's supposed to be. Yeah. But if there's one committee and there's a separate committee that are working on the same case, and it's for something in the executive branch, they both have privy to that information. Why is one committee not willing to share?
Well, because they don't want to play with the other one. Again, it goes back to party politics.
Well, that and whenever you got something to hide, you got to figure out a way to get it deleted.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but anyway,
they should just call the Clintons. She knows how to pour bleach on servers and stuff. She knows how to get rid of that stuff.
Put magnets, microwaves.
She knows how to do it, right? Destroy phones. So. And, have a body count of like 57 people.
Looking at,
it's me.
But so speaking of party politics, did you watch that GOP debate?
I caught some clips of it. No, I was working.
Oh
so
my God!
I missed most of it. I did catch
once again. I'm right in the same position that I was 4 years ago and 8 years ago. These are the people that we are trying to elect to a public office.
Yeah, I mean, we're still too many people on the stage for my opinion on this one. Was
absolutely.
Trump in this one?
No.
I didn't think he was.
He did his own separate one.
Yeah, and until you get him in there, it's not really the GOP debates. It's just not.
No.
I hate to say it. It's really just thinning the crowd.
Even though that we're not Trump people.
Yeah. But it's just thinning the crowd until
Trump
they get
supporters,
to him.
He's still the one ahead. So if you're going to have a debate, you need to have a debate with him. Because he's the one polling the highest numbers.
Yeah, that's what
I want to say DeSantis is still a second.
Yeah, no one's even really close to Trump when it comes to the polling numbers. And that's the reason I'm saying it's really just kind of thinning the herd until they get to the real GOP debates, which will have Trump in it.
Yeah.
If he's not in court.
Yeah, or in jail.
Yeah, one of the two. I don't think he's ever going to jail.
But
that's.
But that being said, like the last debate, at least Ramaswamy, he was good.
I like him.
And this past debate, he was dead in the water.
The only thing that bugs me about him is he talks just like any politician.
Oh yeah,
I've ever heard.
And speaking of politicians, once again, this is the second debate DeSantis has been in, and he sounded like a vanilla politician.
Which is weird. That's not how he got popularity in Florida.
Yeah,
I do like the Nikki Haley.
So in my opinion, she actually had the best night overall. She provided good offensive statements. She provided good defensive statements.
I think she's the most level-headed of what you're seeing on the stages right now.
Oh, and Chris Christie, I could watch paint dry and have more entertainment, more excitement.
He just needs
to get out.
He needs to get his insulin. His sugar count down and just go sit down and relax somewhere.
Yeah, go
And
for a walk.
Pence, dude,
Pence needs to back out.
Done. Just be done, dude. Come on, nobody wants you.
Nobody wants him, and he wasn't the one that even the most people wanted for the vice president candidate in the first place.
No, he was the most
Trump.
vanilla guy they could get to try to make Trump look a little less narcissistic.
Yeah.
When he ran on that one, but again, I think Haley's for me, she's
a front runner for me because she's the most level headed.
She's level headed, but I do like what's his name, Vivek. I can't think of his name right now. Ramaswamy, yeah. I do like him. I mean,
Ramaswamy?
Yeah, he said something about
but last night he just wasn't on
Well,
point.
even on last night he had a comment though about the clip I saw. He had a comment about the border, that he would use the military he'd militarize that border and close it. The only thing I was not 100, because he was passionate behind it. The only thing that I don't know if I agreed with him on was, and I know it's a controversial, is that anchor baby thing. If you're born here to illegal parents, you're not a U.S. citizen, because he interprets the Constitution a different way than the courts have upheld it. You know what? I just don't like playing with, I interpret the Constitution amendment differently than you do. It's
pretty cut and dry.
It's too dangerous for me. That's because then you start playing with the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, and a bunch of other things.
Oh, so speaking of the amendments, a new poll came out, and it was done by a left-leaning. Originally it was done by a left-leaning newspaper, but then it got republished again, and it was in a I wish I could think of the name of the news outlet, but it was 0.5 to the right, so it was as close to middle center bias as you could imagine.
Yeah.
And in recent polls, it was something like 38% of Democrats believe we have too many freedoms.
Yeah, I saw that it was about freedom of speech. I think specifically is what you're talking about.
The entire topic was over the.
So it was over the topic. I read the part about the speech part.
But the overall, do you believe that we just have too many freedoms? That was all encompassing.
And you know what?
And never in the history of ever has the people that have been trying to restrict your freedoms been the good guys.
They've never been the good guys. No. But I have a plan for those guys. We can give them exactly what they're looking for, or they can achieve exactly what they're looking for by just going to another country and checking it out. Places like Venezuela, they don't have those freedoms. They got those freedoms that you want, or those lack of freedoms that you want. Enjoy the malaria and the lack of electricity and other things that's going on down there.
The economy is so good that the money is so worthless, people are using it as insulation in their walls.
Well, yeah. Because you get a rash if you use it for toilet paper.
Oh, speaking of toilet paper, where in the world is Kamala Harris?
Where's she at, madman?
She's at the border.
Which border?
Florida.
Oh, so technically it's a border of international waters. So.
Yeah, it's got the Gulf of Mexico.
She is the border czar.
Yeah,
and it's got
our guns.
It's got the word Mexico.
In it. No, so once again, the past 2 weeks in Texas, we've had a major influx. I believe that last week the largest that they counted was about 10,000 one day through Eagle Pass, and then so far this week there was one caravan that came through. Mission Laredo, and it was close to 8,000. And where's she at?
Florida.
It's
great this time of year.
Yeah,
but I'm sure she was doing something important.
Oh yeah, it was the fighting for our freedoms. That freedoms are what this country was based on, and all.
You mean the party that wants less freedoms?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make
it's
sure.
Amazing. It's amazing how that tie-in works.
And now she's over the Department of Gun Violence or something. She's
handpicked by Biden.
Yeah, she's gonna do a bang-up job.
Yeah.
No, I think we made that joke already.
What is it?
The bang-up job.
Yeah, but you can still say it again.
Yeah. So it's it's funny though. You talked about the coming across the border. Did you ever see the movie Red Dawn, the original one?
Yeah.
So there was a scene in there where
didn't it have Charlie Sheen in it?
Yeah, but there was a scene in there where the colonel that was shot down that they picked up, Powers Booth, I think was the actor.
Oh yeah.
Where he's explaining.
Man, I haven't thought about that movie in forever.
Where he's explaining to them because they asked him what happened, how did this happen, and he's going through the explanation, and the explanation was actually really simple. He said, first what happened is they all came up across the border illegally. All these military-aged people coming in disguised as immigrants when they were actually Cubans and Nicaraguans and
almost like what we're seeing coming across the border.
yeah, but not. I mean, they're not Cubans and Nicaraguans. They're Chinese and
Pakistanis and Afghans
Yeah.
and Venezuelan and Colombian and
I don't. You know what? I give the Venezuelans. I understand that one. I mean, dude, it sucks. So I mean, again, I am not a cold hard person when it comes to immigration. I just want you to do it legally.
oh yeah, because I mean,
Just do it legally, man. This country was built on immigration. I mean, heck, we stole it from the Native Americans. I mean, it's built on coming here and taking somebody else's land.
and I wouldn't even call it stealing simply because at that point in time in history,
yeah, the land
every
ownership with it,
country
yeah.
was invading every country. I mean, that's just the way that.
Yeah,
it
when
was
you
then.
when you draw the line of that was the atrocity we have to pay for kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
you live in the today's time. But I mean, again, I don't blame people for wanting to come here. This is supposed to be the land of opportunity.
It's supposed to be the great melting
But
pot.
you can do it legally. You can just do it legally.
Oh, speaking of legally,
I know the rules suck.
and speaking of suck,
I thought we were done with the.
no, this had
We're in
nothing
the
to do with
world.
Kamala.
Okay.
Student loans are popping back up next month,
Well, not if the government
which we
shuts down.
don't know about if the government shuts down.
I think if the government shuts down,
And-
how do they enforce it?
And then on top of that, wasn't one of the major platforms that this guy ran on, wasn't it, like canceling student debt?
Oh, yeah. Well, he's not come through with anything that he promised except for the anti-fossil fuel stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And according to his administration, him and Kamala said that Bidenomics is working. I mean, just look around.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
freaking great.
It's great. I rushed from one job to another
Second job.
Yeah.
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 It's
7 days a week.
I love working multiple jobs.
Yeah, it's awesome. I never wanted to.
I love not seeing my significant other. I love not seeing my kids.
When I was growing up, I was like, it'd be awesome is if I could get closer to retirement age and
after retirement
and still work 12 to 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. That would be awesome.
I mean, it's the best. I love it.
I imagine if I was going to have to work like this, I would have had like a crack habit or something. But it's just I don't get it.
Hey, man, $20.
I don't even
is 20,
smoke.
$20 is $20. I know we've gone over time.
Oh
but,
yeah, we're way over.
But I stopped it early. But so you know what? We'll just play the DMX there.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Stop. Drop.
I'll actually.
Oh, okay.
That's where it's going to play. It's just.
Sure. I'm just talking in cursive at this point.
Are you really?
Oh my God, I'm gonna get diabetes from this thing.
Yeah.
They're
Diabetes.
really sweet. Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm gonna have
Wilford
some.
Brimley's.
I'm gonna have.
Yeah, knock yourself
more.
out.
I'm gonna have a little bit more here. It's
It's diabetes in a bottle.
diabetes. It's the like if Wilford Brimley and Michael Jackson got together. Diabetes. Anyway, but no, it's not bad. I mean,
No.
I think it'd be better as a mixer.
I mean, I've always viewed Jim Beam in that category with Jack Daniels of if I had to choose one of those, I would choose Jim Beam
See, I would always
over Old Number 7.
if it's just the regular bourbons.
Well, Tennessee. Daniels isn't a bourbon. but
Well,
yeah,
whiskeys.
Yeah. Time whiskey.
I would choose Jim Beam over Old Number 7.
Yeah.
But if you just spent $5 more, that gentleman Jack.
Yeah, you can light years jump out of these things
If
by
you
just
spent
by
$5
up to
more.
$5, and you can.
Yeah, because then you're in the Make or Mark territory.
Yeah.
And you're in the smaller bottles of Gentleman
You're hitting
Jack.
out there with the 10 cups and the bullets and the.
I was about to say the smaller bottles of Bullet, the smaller bottles of Knobs Creek. I mean,
Yeah, you could do better.
yeah.
Not to
You could do better, but do you
not to knock,
want to do better?
Not to knock the big ones like Jim Beam and Jack Daniels, but
What, man? You
they're
don't want
just-
you don't want to knock boots with some big ones?
no, there are better whiskeys out there. Like I've been tempted to buy the Devil's Cut one. You're holding your laugh there.
I am holding in my lap because you didn't pick up what I was saying.
No, I guess I missed that one.
It's okay.
Knocking boots.
No.
What?
So anyway,
Repeat it for the class. You have something to share for the class, Madman?
Nope.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. All right, well, let's get this thing over with here.
But But no, I mean, you're right. I mean, especially now too, with one of the things that we're seeing, even some of your craft and micro distilleries, their prices are actually staying pretty comparable.
Oh, that Title 21 we did a couple weeks ago. That thing was awesome.
I was trying to remember what the name of it. I knew it was Title something.
Yeah, that thing was awesome.
But the Title 21 was good, and all the stuff from Bent. I mean,
Bent's great.
Most of the stuff from Bent's pretty good, and it's the same thing. Same thing with Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that used to be Bent. No, Witherspoon became Bent.
Yeah, but you can still find something like the Witherspoon. Like,
because their old fashions were bottled when they were still Witherspoon. Yeah.
So you can still find some of like the bottled old fashions. I don't even know if Bent does the bottled old fashions anymore.
It's still under the Witherspoon label, I think, because of how aged it was and everything. But,
Got it. But I mean, it's literally
it was Bent's recipe, not Witherspoon's recipe. So.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
I know because the owner told me.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, look at you, all fancy with the owner.
Fancy.
Do you drink?
She's talked to me twice.
Do you talk to her?
I put my pinky up when I take my shot. Commoners.
Oh,
drinking her Jack Daniels.
I don't like anything that's below a single barrel.
Yeah.
16-year
drinking
age.
Your Kentucky gentleman.
Oh, so I forgot to tell you. So
you know we're way over on time.
No, we're not doing too bad.
All right.
So last week we did that strawberry lemonade vodka.
Yes, the Svedka.
We still had like half a bottle of that stuff. Like,
well, it was a huge bottle. That was you got the 1.5 or whatever.
Yeah, but it was the only bottle they had.
Yeah, it was the 1.75 milliliters.
And it was $20.
Yeah.
So, like, there was like 2/3 to half of this bottle left. I was like, there is no way I'm going to drink this much. So I got a neighbor who listens to us. Hey, Brady, what's going on, man? So he always comments and he always sends me messages and stuff. So I guess it was a Friday afternoon. Go over and knock on his door. I'm like, hey, man, we have this left over from last night. You want it? He's like, yeah, man, because anytime that he's like relaxing or whatever.
The one you pawned off the Montezuma's Revenge on?
It was the same one I pawned off the Montezuma's Revenge on.
Poor guy.
So anyway, he's like, yeah.
That was dang near a gallon bottle.
It was.
It was like $9.
And you think that by now, if I knocked on his door, because this is like the 5th or 6th time I've done this.
Yeah.
If I knocked on his door and said, hey, man, we had this left over from last night.
Hey, man, I got this garbage. You want it?
So anyway, it was a pretty bottle and whatnot.
No, it's a good vodka.
And he was saying that, yeah, he was going to make some lemonade, blah, 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 whatever it was, because they were going to do some type of cookout or whatever. I was like, yeah, man, just take it. Then I get a message on Sunday. He just goes, I have never been this hungover. And he said the exact same thing that we said. So he mixed it with like something like Simply Lemonade.
Yeah, we did
the Doles.
Yeah.
But he mixed it with Simply Lemonade. And he put in some like actual cut up some strawberries. And then he cut up some jalapenos.
Wow. He got foo-foo with that bad
boy. He was like, dude, it tasted so good. It had that little bit of spice.
Yeah.
It had the sweetness with it.
Well, the sweet spice does work out.
And you couldn't taste the alcohol. I was like, how much did you drink? He goes, all of it.
Oh, that's why he was hurting.
He's like, because I just kept pouring tall glasses.
Half a bottle
left
on that one, yeah.
I think we had more than half a bottle. But anyway, it definitely left him feeling a little prickly on the insides.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate him taking our...
yeah, thanks for taking the hit on that, Brady.
The hit and letting us know about the hangover.
Yeah.
Of course, I think the worst hangover we had for the show was that Montezuma's Revenge. It was Drunken Donkey Night and Montezuma's Revenge.
It was Drunken Donkey and whatever that gold was.
I think it was Montezuma's Revenge or Aztec Gold.
Aztec Gold.
Maybe that's what it was, Aztec Gold. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was a big plastic.
No. The Aztec Gold was the one that we pawned off on the band that used to be down the hall.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Because I remember that the Moral stuck her head out and she goes, do you guys want some free tequila? And they took it, and then they said the same thing, but we gave him something else. Oh, it was the Skull vodka. That's what it was.
Skull vodka? Oh, God,
yeah.
that was freaking terrible, too. The only bottom-of-the-line vodka that's worked out was that Burnett's.
Yeah.
And that was because it was vanilla, but it had that weird like texture to it that you could see the separation in the vanilla and the vodka or something, if I remember correctly.
Hey man, if weird texture's your thing, I know a dungeon you can go to. All right, Cluckheads. You've been listening to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman. And remember, in a world full of chickens,
be a rooster.
You're listening to Whiskey and Wine. You've been listening to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman, where you can catch us every Saturday at 5 p.m. on Deep Dallas Radio, and you can listen on TuneIn or Live 365.
Special thanks to our sponsor, giftedchicken.com, home to all your beard, bath, and body care